Hey, what's up, you guys? David here, and today I've got another CD collection video for you guys. So, moving on from where we left off, and today we're going to be going through J through N. So, if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get started. First up, we got Judas Priest with Redeemer of Souls. It's released back in 2014, released on Epic Records. Judas Priest obviously is a band that needs no introduction. And for those of you who don't know, but I'm sure a lot of you do, they had an album that came out today. Go check it out. It's fucking great. I'm actually about to get that in the mail today. And when I do plan on doing a video later on as I get more new releases coming, and that will be part of that. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, so Redeemer of Souls, like I said, released back in 2014. I enjoyed this album. It did make my top albums of 2014 list, but there were also some issues with it. Like I said, it's pretty good, but my biggest complaint with it is the production was very, very inconsistent. And in particular, the guitar sound. I couldn't stand how loud and boomy it was on a lot of these tracks instead of sharp and biting. And these riffs didn't really pack much of a punch like I felt like they should. And production is really the only thing that held this album back. Halford's performance, the rest of the band, it's all really, really good. And there are some awesome standouts from this album. You got Dragonaut, Halls of Valhalla, Sword of Damocles, Metalizer, which really takes you back to Painkiller. So check it out if you haven't heard it. Judas Priest, Redeemer of Souls. Next up, we got Kreator with Endless Pain. This is their debut album, released in 1985. I don't know what label this was released on. But, Kreator's very first album. As you guys know, I'm a fucking huge Kreator fan. One of my all-time favorite bands. Not just within thrash or whatever, just within music in general. Just one of my favorite bands, period. And what I've always loved about Kreator, man, is it's just everything, really. Just the riffs, Millie's vocals, just everything. But this is their very first album. It is definitely their most raw, their most thinly produced, and that's not even to say that it's bad produced. For 1985, it sounds pretty good. I mean, it's pretty rough around the edges, like I said. It's a little thin, but back in the early 80s, most albums were. But the music is still great. So the production doesn't hold it back at all. And, like I said, it is their most raw, one of their most angry, for sure, because, it is their first album. So, that's to be expected. Some standout tracks from Endless Pain. We got Total Death, Tormentor, which Tormentor was their original name back in the early 80s when they started. And Flag of Hate. Flag of Hate is a song that they still play on the majority of their shows, I'm pretty sure. They played it when I saw them, at least. I've only seen them once. And you also got stuff like Dying Victims, Living in Fear. Awesome, awesome debut from Kreator. So, Kreator, Endless Pain. Next up, we got their second full-length, Pleasure to Kill, released in 1986. It was released on Noise Records, I'm pretty sure. But, Pleasure to Kill, this is the album that I feel like most people discover Kreator with. This is the album I discovered them with. This is the first Kreator album that I ever heard. And, man, what can I say that hasn't already been said about this? It is a very influential, very just awesome record all around, front to back. It's a fucking classic. Very influential to not only thrash metal, but also death metal. Because I just think Millie's vocals for the time, especially when you get to this album, Pleasure to Kill, they get a lot more just aggressive and he's almost kind of like a death growl kind of going on, kind of. But even, for thrash metal standards, Millie's vocals were very, very aggressive for this kind of music. But, thrash does have aggressive vocals, but I really do feel like Millie he took it a step further. And just got some fucking punishing riffs on here, and this is a killer album. And I shouldn't have to tell you that, because if you're a Kreator fan especially, you know this album. But some standout tracks from Pleasure to Kill. We got Ripping Corpse, the title track, Pleasure to Kill. We got the Pestilence, Command of the Blade, Under the Guillotine. It's hard to pick out standouts, you know, because it's just, the whole fucking thing is so good. But, yeah, Kreator, Pleasure to Kill. One of their best, without a doubt. Next up, we move on to their third full-length, Terrible Certainty. This is released on Noise Records. And this is where the production really starts to get more refined and improved, especially compared to Pleasure to Kill and Endless Pain. A lot cleaner, maybe a little bit of technical stuff going on, a little bit here and there. And just the songwriting was improving. And, yeah, they were definitely starting to get a little more melodic, but not forsaking that Kreator sound, not forsaking any of those aggressive, just crazy, you know, thrash riffs that they're fucking just amazing at pulling off. And just, yeah, it's classic Kreator. It's everything you would want from classic Kreator. So some standout tracks from Terrible Certainty. We got Blind Faith, As the World Burns, Toxic Trace, No Escape. Again, awesome album. Kreator, Terrible Certainty. Next up, we got their fourth full-length, Extreme Aggression. It was released in 1980. Let's see, Terrible Certainty was 89, Coma Souls is 1990, which, hint, we're going to get to that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is 89. And I literally just got this in the mail today when I was, before I recorded this video. So, yeah, good timing, right? The Kreator collection grows. Very nice packaging, too. Like, you open it up, it's got, like, a nice little, like, booklet and everything. I didn't know it was going to be something like that. And I think there's, like, 2 discs. Yeah, there's a shitload of bonus tracks on here. That's really, really cool. But, yeah, again, not much to say. It's classic Kreator, you know, just continuing where they left off with Terrible Certainty, continuing in that same production style and just, you know, overall sound. It's another solid album in their discography. If you haven't heard it, check it out, man. Standouts, for me, Love Us or Hate Us, I love the message behind that song overall. The title track, Extreme Aggressions. Betrayer is probably my favorite from this. But, yeah, awesome. Kreator, Extreme Aggression. Next up, we got their fifth full-length album, Coma Souls, released in 1990. Also released on Noise Records. And this is definitely up there for being one of my top Kreator albums. This album's amazing, man. And, again, going back to that, they were definitely starting to play around a little more with that technical sort of approach. And, you know, which was being seen a lot at the time. You know, it's 1990. This is the period when, you know, like bands like Death and Cynic and Atheist, and you had another band, Coroner. They were really starting to get into that, bring that technical stuff into the extreme metal sound. And I'm not saying it's like too technical or anything, but just listen to it, you'll know what I mean. But without a doubt, this is one of the best things they've ever done, for sure. Standout tracks, When the Sun Burns Red, People of the Lie, that's one of my favorite Kreator songs just in general. I did get to see him play that live, and I'm pretty sure they do play that live majority of the time. It is a fan favorite. And Mental Slavery, Terror Zone. Terror Zone just got this really cool, infectious riff and just this really awesome rhythm. Yeah, definitely one of the more catchy songs on this album. But again, the whole album, front to back, it's fucking awesome. Kreator, Coma Souls. Go listen to it if you haven't heard it. Fucking masterpiece. Next up, we got their next full-length, Enemy of God. This was released in 2005. It's released on a label called Steamhammer. Not really familiar with the label, but that's what this was on. Anyway, we enter the 2000 era of Kreator, where they get a lot more melodic. The production, obviously, is very, very much improved, and they're really going for that more modern sound while still retaining that classic thrash sound that you would expect and love from Kreator. And this is their... This is the first Kreator album that I heard from the 2000s, I believe. I can't remember if it was this or Violent Revolution. By the way, Violent Revolution came before this, and unfortunately, I do not own that album yet. I need to get it. But, yeah, it was either this or Violent Revolution that I heard first from the later Kreator stuff. And I was... Because I mentioned this before. In the mid to late 90s, they had an experimental phase where they didn't release stuff that sounded like this at all. It wasn't that classic Kreator thrash sound. It was very, like... I don't know what the hell they were doing, man. It was like industrial and gothic, maybe a little bit. It was some strange stuff for sure. But they've never released a bad album, in my opinion. Those albums weren't bad. They were just weird. But yeah, they really go back to the thrash sound in the 2000 era. And this is one of my favorites for 2005. Awesome, awesome stuff. Standout tracks, we got the title track, Enemy of God. I know I've been saying the title tracks a lot, but that's just... They do tend to be some of the standouts. That's just kind of how it turns out. So yeah, Enemy of God. We got Dystopia, Murder Fantasies, Impossible Brutality. Yeah, front to back. Again, awesome. Kreator, Enemy of God. Got Kreator again. This is their next full length, released in 2009. Again, continuing with that more modern approach. More melodies coming through, but no matter how melodic this band gets, they still stay heavy. You know, they still keep that Kreator sound that you want to hear. And yeah, not really much else to say. Again, this was one of my favorites the year it came out, from 2009. And some standouts, we got the title track, Hordes of Chaos. We got Destroy What Destroys You, Demon Prince. I love Demon Prince. That's definitely one of my favorites from here. Demon Prince has just got this like really cool... the intro, just the beginning of it's like really cool and epic sounding, and it's got this really awesome guitar melody going on, then just goes into like a thrashing rage. It's great, great stuff. So Kreator, Hordes of Chaos. This is the final Kreator album we got, guys. Kreator, Gods of Violence. This came out last year. I'm not going to talk about it because I mentioned it in my 2017 pickups video, but if you have not heard it, definitely give it a listen. It's fucking awesome stuff. So Kreator, Gods of Violence. Moving on to a new band now, guys. We got Merciless Death with Evil in the Night. This was released in 2008, I believe. It's a modern thrash band, similar to, you know, like Gamma Bomb, Filled by Fire, and some others. Warbringer is another... You guys know I'm a big fan of them. And this was released on Heavy Artillery Records, which I don't even know if they're around anymore. I haven't heard from... I think they may have like changed the label or something. But mainly what I want to talk about with this band... Oh wait, sorry, one more thing. Gotta give a shout out to that awesome, awesome artwork by the great Ed Repka. Yes, I know I give shout outs to his artwork a lot, but that's because he's fucking awesome at what he does. Anyway, what I want to talk about more so than the music, but I mean... Of course, check it out for the music, obviously. But what I really want to talk about, a huge reason why this album was so important to me. So, inside, they included a thank you list to all the bands that influenced them. And as I was reading through the lyrics and everything, I noticed that, and I was like, oh, wow, I should probably check some of these out. And I heard this back in high school, and this is at the time when I was like really getting big into thrash and everything. And I went on MySpace. I was on MySpace. Yeah, you guys remember the days of MySpace? And I used MySpace and whatever else to check out every single band on this list that I did not know. And man, I'm so thankful to this because I discovered so many fucking awesome bands from this, man, that I am still a big fan of to this day. I discovered Morbid Saint through these guys. Fucking Infernal Majesty I discovered through these guys. Coroner, Exciter, Sacrifice, Razor, list goes on. Just Necronomicon, if you haven't heard them, awesome thrash from Germany. Yeah, I'm so thankful for them putting that in that booklet, because some of those are my favorite bands now. So, yeah. But anyway, check it out if you dig the modern thrash stuff. Merciless Death, Evil in the Night. Next up, we got Morbid Angel with Covenant. Sadly, this and Domination are the only one. Why the fuck did I just spoil that? I'm gonna go to Domination after this. Duh. Whatever. Sadly, those are the only two Morbid Angel albums I own. My favorite from them is definitely Altars of Madness, but sadly I don't own that yet. But Covenant, this is one of the best. If you know Morbid Angel, you should know this. So I don't really know what much else to say. This is a death metal classic, as it should be known as. If you like Morbid Angel, you've already heard it, but if for some reason you haven't, check it out, man. Morbid Angel, Covenant. Standouts, let's see. God of Emptiness, Angel of Disease, Rapture, yeah, World of Shit, The Promised Land. Awesome stuff. Morbid Angel, Covenant. And like I said, the only other Morbid Angel album that I own, Domination. To be honest, this is one that I listen to a lot less. I listen to this a lot less than Altars of Madness, Covenant, or Blessed Are the Sick. But, you know, it's still pretty good. It's definitely grown on me. For some reason, like, the first couple times I listened to it, I did not think it was good, like, at all. But, yeah, like I said, it's grown on me. I think it's actually pretty good now. Like I said, I just don't go back to it as much as those first three. And, yeah. I don't really have much else to say about it. But, yeah, Morbid Angel, Domination. Pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good. Next up, we got Nasty Savage, their self-titled debut full-length. This is released in 1985. This is released on Metal Blade Records. If you're not familiar with Nasty Savage, it's a classic thrash band from, I think they're from Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And they are still together. It's been fucking forever since they put out something new, so I would like to hear something new from them. But the best way to describe Nasty Savage, really melodic thrash metal with vocals that fucking rival King Diamond, like no joke. The dude's name is Nasty Ronnie. He started out as like a wrestler and then he became the frontman for this band. So yeah, if you like thrash and you like King Diamond, maybe you'll dig this. But this is some really cool stuff. I haven't listened to it in a while, but a great overlooked classic thrash band from the 80s. Nasty Savage. Next up, we got Obliviscaris with Citadel. When was this released? 2014, I believe. Obliviscaris, you guys should know them. I mean, these guys are just getting bigger and bigger. Very melodic, progressive, melodic, progressive death metal, you know, violins, just a very, very good band. I got to see them live once. The second time I went to see Kreator, they're amazing live. So if you get the chance to see them live, do it. They put on an awesome, awesome show. But, yeah, man, really cool album. I love the melodies, really catchy songs, and just very good balance of harsh vocals and clean vocals. I love the clean singing of Tim Charles and the growls of Xenor. Is that how you say his name? Forgive me if I'm butchering his name. But, yeah, awesome, awesome stuff. Obliviscaris, Citadel. And last, we have their latest, which was released last year, Obliviscaris, with Earn, released on Season of Mist. Well, actually, you guys probably remember me talking about this in my 2017 pickups video, so not really much to say. But if you didn't get to hear it, and you like Obliviscaris, listen to it, man. It's really good. I don't know, like I said, don't know if I like it as much or more than Citadel or Portal of Eye. They kind of all just... I kind of feel like I don't like one more than the other at this point. I just... they're all just really great albums in their own way. But, yeah, Obliviscaris, Earn. And yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's CD collection. So I hope you enjoyed watching. And one more thing before we go. I want to give some shout-outs to albums that are out today that you guys should check out. Definitely check out Between the Buried and Me's Automata 1. It's a great album. It's going to be part of a double album. The second part is due in June or July, something like that. But awesome, awesome stuff. Also, Judas Priest, Firepower. If you haven't heard that, definitely check that out. A huge improvement over Redeemer of Souls, in my opinion. Awesome, awesome stuff. And also Pestilence with Hadeon. Yeah, Pestilence is back after... I don't even know how many fucking years, and I'll tell you this, if you dug Testimony of the Ancients, that's one of my favorites by him. You're gonna like that album because they really went for that for a very similar sound to Testimony on that, and it's a great comeback for Pestilence. Awesome to see them back. So yeah, check those out, and that's gonna do it for today. So thank you guys for watching. You guys take care. I'll see you next time.